crafty peeps, it's Cheyenne from ecdesignstudios.com. For a full list of products used in all the dimensions, visit my website. Follow me on Facebook for all the latest news and Instagram for sneak peeks and to see what goes on behind the scenes. All links can be found in the description bar. Welcome to day 9 of my 12 days of Christmas. I am so into the holiday spirit right now. Possibly because I'm so stressed out that I need to get everything done. You know how it is. So today we're going to attempt to make this little ornament. We're using the Sweet Home stamp set, and I believe it's the Home Sweet Home Thinlits. You can get them in a bundle. You will still be able to get them after the holiday catalog. It is carrying over, so that's exciting. We can make more of these houses together. And I will have to say, I've made a few of these houses now, and there's definitely a learning curve, and you get better each time you do it. So this was my first attempt at making a Christmas one, and I kept going and going. I decided, you know what, it's Christmas, let's use the gold Wink Castella, because I can't for the life of me find any other use for it. I'm not a big fan of the actual gold color, and I just think if I had left that out, everything would have been fine. Now you can see on the top here, the little glitter shimmer. What I did, and I'm not going to do it in today's video, is I Versamarked this piece of real red. Then I took a concoction that I had made mixing the Dazzling Diamonds glitter, which is a white, clear, iridescent glitter, and I mixed it with equal parts of clear embossing powder. So once the Versamark was on there, I sprinkled my concoction and over everything, and I heat set it, and it got this nice little glitter shimmer. So if you want to do that at home, that's fine. I opted not to do it on this next one. So this is going to be kind of our template, but we're going to do it better than it was before. Enough of me rambling about the things I did wrong, and let's do things right. So things we're going to need. Obviously the Sweet Home stamp set. We're going to be using the banner, the Mary, this little peppermint guy here. I'm going to use this diagonal stripey bit. I love my peppermints. What else? Okay, these little circle things. They're like M&Ms or sixlets or some sort of round candy fun that we can decorate our house with. And we're going to need the gumdrops. And that's it for the stamps. So I'll put that aside. For ink pads, we're going to need the Whisper White Craft Stampin' Pad, and then the Basic Black Archival, and Real Red and Emerald Envy Stampin' Pads. We're also going to need some crumb cake, because we're going to be doing a little bit of distressing, and a bit of Stampin' Sponge to use with the crumb cake. Let's see, for our framelits, thinlits, I'm not entirely sure what they are, but we're going to need this guy, the main house one. This does your scar marks and your cut lines, so you're going to need to cut out 2 of these. Alright, I've already done that, like so. So I just cut 2 out of crumb cake. Then you're going to need the arch door. Now on the doors, there's a part where it's a score line instead of a cut line, so you can have this neat little flappy door. Now, some people fold theirs and go ahead and give it crease. I don't want to do that because I don't want my door like flapping open in the wind. But let me tell you what I did. I ran this through, and you could run it all through together, so when you're putting it down, you just pop your arch doorway in like that, run it all through together, and you can even get your window in at the same time. Magnetic base plate is fantastic for doing this because it'll all stay and not move, and then you can run it through. I forgot to do that because I was just like, I'll prep some, so I did it later, but it doesn't matter. And then, alright, we're going to need the window. Now you'll notice that there's 2 windows, and I opted for the arch window. We've got this one here that doesn't have the extra room around it. This is just going to cut out your window bits. You can put a piece of window sheet, vellum, or just keep it open. I'm keeping mine open, but if you wanted to like diffuse a light source back there, you could do that. And then this one, so this is the one that you're going to use when you're running it through the Big Shot to cut out your window piece. This is the one that you're going to run through with some Real Red cardstock, and this is just going to make the window trim. So I opted to have a real red window trim. Oh, and we also have this bit here. We're also going to run this through real red, and this is going to give our trim around our door piece. Oh, now you can see on the other side I just opted to do one window. I'm going to keep the back flat because I think I'm going to punch a hole in this. It's going to hang on my tree, so I want to be able to pop in one of the lights that are on my tree to make the house light up. Also going to need this little guy. This is going to give you the scallop border on the top of the house. So this shape right here, that's what it's going to give you. You're going to need to cut this out 8 times from Whisper White cardstock. And we're also using this little guy. And I cut him out in real red and Whisper White so that we could build this shape on the door. Alright, so you're also going to need a piece of, now on the original I used real red for the roof, and I cut it 2 by 3, but I wanted more. So this is a piece of Whisper White that I cut at 2 1/4 by 3 1/2, I think. And I used my Project Life corner rounder on the edges to give it a nice swoosh. But that's optional, that's up to you. Alright, so that's the basics of what we are going to need. Oh, we're also going to need the circle, the gumdrops, and the little circles. Let me go grab those framelits so that you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the banner, the gumdrops, the 3 little circles, and there's 2 circles on here, just like with the windows, because it is kind of a window shape. So one, it's just the circle, the other one will have the frame around it. Just get the circle one. So that's all you're going to need. I'm going to clear all this stuff off, and then we're going to do some stamping. Okay, first thing I'm wanting to do is we're going to distress the edges. So we're going to need our sponge and our crumb cake. Alright, I'm just going to, let's go ahead and burnish all this. Alright, so we're going to burnish all of our score lines, and then I'll be back. Alright, everything is all burnished. So now I'm just going to lightly ink up the edges on the body. We don't have to worry about these flaps here. Alright, so everything's inked up. It's going to give a little bit more definition to the edges. Maybe make it look a little bit more like it's baked gingerbread. Alright, now I want to take the Whisper White and the little diagonal stamp. Now I'm just going to kind of stamp up the edges here just to give a little bit of decoration. And not going to go too crazy or think about it too much, and I'm going to speed this up, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so that's it for that. Got just a little bit more dimension. If you're doing this on like Whisper White, you could absolutely do other colors to give it a little bit more pop. Or if Stampin' Up makes a Whisper White Stamp Emboss powder, and hint, I would probably just heat emboss that on. But, you know, you got white that you're putting over a colored paper, so there's only going to be so perfect. Alright, next, I think we're done with this bit for now. I'm going to pop it off to the side, and we're going to get a scrap piece of Whisper White, and we are going to stamp all the rest of our stuff in Real Red and Emerald Envy. Oh no, actually we're going to, let's go ahead and stamp our Mary first. So I'm going to stamp the banner in Basic Black. we go. Ink that up really nicely. Voila! Alright, and I've got my Stampin' Mist and Stampin' Scrub behind me because, you know, I like to clean as I go. Alright, that's it for the basic black, so you can go ahead and put that aside too. So I'm going to stamp the Mary in real red. Love the photopolymer because you can really like look through and see where you're positioning it. There we go. Mary! Alright, done with that. Now why don't we go ahead and get our peppermints. Actually, I'm going to switch to a smaller block because I do feel like, you know, have a block that fits the stamp and there's less risk of wobbling and getting like the edges and stuff. So I'm just going to stamp a few of these. Alright, so I stamped 9 in the real red because I want to have 3 on each side and the back, and I did 2 in the Emerald Envy because they're going to be kind of a topiary in the front. So that's it for that. Now let's do the gumdrops, and these I'm going to do, I think, in green mostly, and then 2 reds. So actually let me go ahead and get the 2 reds out of the way because they're going to be part of the topiary too. Stampin' Scrub and Stampin' Mist to wipe it off and clean it up, and I'm ready to go. And now I'm going to need at least 3 on each side, so 6 total. I'm going to do one more because one of those just wasn't quite right. Alright, because these are going to go underneath the window like little shrubby, bushy thingies. And now it's on to the little circles. Now these are going to be along the roof line, so I'm not quite sure how many I'm going to need. Alright, so that's it for the stamping. I'm now going to take this over to my Big Shot, and I'm going to cut out all of these pieces, die cut them. You've seen the Big Shot, you know how it works. This is where the magnetic base plate is really going to come in handy because I can cut out a lot of the different shapes at the same time. So that's going to be fantastic. So I'm going to go do that and cut out all the other pieces, and I'll be back. Okay, I've got all the pieces cut out. So remember, we're going to need 8 of the scallops, and I ended up not cutting out all of the little round M&M slit little things because I had a bit of an epiphany as I was doing this. So here you can see the Whisper White, and I was cutting out those little things, and I thought those look like little royal icing piping squiggles. So I ended up going through and cutting out the little squiggles that was in between, like this one, but these ones are a little fatter than I want. So I just took and I cut and I cut, and then I have these squiggles that I'm going to pop in where I was going to put the little red and green circle M&M thingies. So that's fun, I think. Alright, so I've got a piece of Candy Cane Lane Baker's Twine, and I've already made a loop of it because while we're putting the box together, we're actually going to use the twine because I did not do that last time and it was kind of a mess. Alright, now I'm going to take and line up my 2 pieces because I'm going to punch a hole in the bottom of this. I'm going to try to go with the center as best I can and hope that it lines up enough, like when they're together, that I can, yep, there we go. I'm going to be able to try to stick my light through. I think I'm going to do 2 little slits. Let me get my little snips. So just one slit going one way and one slit going the other way, and this is going to help the Christmas light bulb to kind of be able to fit in there. Oh, alright, that's that part. Now, in my original, I put it together and then I started decorating it. Yeah, that was kind of a mistake. Don't do that. It's not easy. So I'm going to get out actually I'm going to use the fine tip glue, and I'm going to start adhering on my trim work. I'm going to go ahead and put the scallops onto the, actually it'll be this way, going out. I'll score that, fold it in half, and then get my scallops on. Now you're going to want to kind of offset these. So it's going to be like this. You're going to have pieces hanging over. You're just going to cut those pieces off once you've got everything adhered and the glue is dried. And, alright, so I'm going to get that basic stuff done. I'm going to speed up the process, and we'll go from there. See you on the other side. Alright, I've got my trim down, and now I'm going to go ahead and put my little heart pieces. So I'm taking the white outer heart, and we're going to pop that right onto the door. And then we're going to take the real red heart from the center, and we're going to pop that in just like that. And there we go. It's a cute little heart. Alright, what I'm also going to do while I'm on the door is I've got this little teeny tiny mini brad. And I'm just going to kind of see where I like it. I'm going to pierce a hole. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. Alright, so I'm wanting it roundabouts there. Alright, so we've got that, and we've got our doorknob. And now, let's get our little squiggly pieces and start gluing those on like so. Alright, so there's those squiggles. Now let's set this stuff aside and work on the roof. Alright, so that's our roof piece. A little bit of dimension. Alright, I have now got to go pick up my kiddo, so we're going to have to wait to put together the rest of this until I get back. So the lighting is most likely going to change because my kid is a little far away from me right now. So actually, while I'm thinking about it, let's punch a hole in the top of this because it's going to come out. So I'm going to get this as close to the center as I can. Alright, so there we go. We got a nice little hole. So our baker's twine is going to come up through that, and that's what we're going to hang it on. So, okay, I will see you after I pick up my child, and we'll finish this up. That'll give everything a time to really be, glued down before we go crazy. So, alright, see you later. Alright, I'm back from picking up my kiddo. So now let's go ahead and finish decorating with the stuff. So definitely want to pop this on. So I'm going to take actually one of the, let me see if I can find one. Here we go. So here's an old dimensional sheet. It only has like the edges. I'm actually going to use this quite a bit. So I'm going to take just one of these little triangles, and that is what I'm going to mount the Mary banner on. If I can like actually get it somewhere in the center. There we go. We'll just pop that right above the door there. There we go. And I know that I'm going to need, actually, yeah. Alright, so I'm taking 2 full triangles and half a one. And I want one for each side that I'm going to do the peppermints on. So that would be both sides and the back. I'll go ahead and pop that on along the bottom. Alright, now these, I'm just going to pop on one peppermint on each side, and then one in the center. And you could alternate, you know, on the other one I alternated a lot of red and green, but I wanted to keep this one a little more simple, because it's just the mood that I was in. Alright, need another red one. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to take the fine tip glue again. We're going to start to build our topiaries. Let me see how it is on the other one. Alright, I do like that. Alright, so I need a couple little pieces of the dimensional. It's going to go on each side of the door. We're going to put our green peppermint onto it. There we go. Alright, and then I want a red gumdrop on top of each of those. And these I'm going to have set back a little bit. Red peppermint. No, red gumdrop. Gumdrop. Can you see how you could like do a whole bunch of these gumdrops in different like fun colors? Like imagine the gumdrops in the pastels. That would be pretty awesome. Alright, now I'm going to see. I don't think I have any of the little green balls. Okay, I've got one. That's not going to be enough. You know what? I'm just going to call it a day with that. You could add like a little green M&M-y type piece, like one of those, but I've only got one, so I'm not going to worry about it. So that's it for that. Let's see, since I have some extra green gumdrops, I'm going to put one right there. And I'm going to put another one right there. Alright, and then I'm going to do a line, actually, do this. Put it kind of towards the bottom. I'm going to put 3 gumdrops on the windowsills. And since I have some of the red gumdrops, I think I'm going to do 2 green and a red in the middle. And I think the red I'm actually going to pop up, and I think this is it for the fine tip, so I'm going to go ahead and put that away because I don't want it drying out. Alright, so need some more little pieces. Alright, so I think that is all the decorating that I am going to do. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way so we can focus on construction. So you'll need your roof piece, your string, and your 2 bits there. Now, you can use fast fuse if you have it, or the liquid glue. I'm going to use tear and tape. So we're just going to get the tear and tape on all of the tabs here, and on this one here I'm going to put some of the tape right along that edge because it's going to need it. There we go. Actually, I'm also going to put on the bottom of the 2 roof bits, that's where I'm going to put the tape on these. I love the tear and tape. It's so easy. You don't have to get your scissors out. It is a little rough at times getting the paper backing off. If you really kind of burnish it all down, then it's a lot easier to get it up. Alright. For the roof tab, putting it on the bottom. There we go. Alright, we've got all the paper backing off, so here's a little trick. Let me grab, there it is, my silicone mat. When you're working with adhesives and sticky stuff, the silicone mats are pretty fantastic. You don't have to worry about them sticking to the paper if you oopsie doops. Alright, so first thing, I'm going to line up this edge with this edge and get those all set up. Burnish it down. Now, oh my goodness, there wasn't any on there. Haha! Yep. Happens to the best of us. Let's actually get adhesive on there. I bet it would stick better with adhesive. Call me crazy, but think maybe this will be a better thing. There we go. Let's try that again. With feeling this time. Alright. We're matching up our edges. Burnishing it down, and now it's actually holding because it's adhesive. Alright, so I'm going to flip it over onto the back. I'm going to fold over, fold over this side, and I'm going to fold over this side, and they will magically line up pretty nicely. So anytime you're making a box, try doing this first. Really helps. Alright, now it's time for our roof bits. I'm just going to do one side of a time, line them up with the tab-ins. Alright, now I'm going to take my bone folder. There it is. It tried to run away. I'm just going to kind of go in through the bottom and try to get that good and adhered. Ethan's over here trying to sneak in. It's funny, he's walking like really quietly, like, you know, on Scooby-Doo, when they're trying to sneak up on someone. It's quite something. He kind of looks like Shaggy right now, so it works. Alright, I'm just going to fold that tab over and stick it down. There we go. Now time for the bottom. You're folding those 2 tabs. Fold that down. Now we're going to peel off the paper backing off the other side. Bye, Ethan. Alright, there's the basics of our box. Ta-da! Our little house. Our gingerbread house. Hansel and Gretel should be here any minute now. Alright, going to take the roof piece in that little hole. I'm going to thread through baker's twine. And then I'm going to get a piece of tape and actually tape that down. Hold on. Alright, so little piece of tape, taped it on. And now I think we're going to need some liquid glue. Actually, I'm just going to put it on this because I think that'll probably be safer. So I'm just going to get some of the Tombow on here. Oh, nice and even like. Now, the roof's not going to fit on purpose. Like, this is all square, all perfect, but you can see this is it kind of tapers down. I'm okay with that, so just keep it in mind when you're fitting on your roof bits that it's not going to be like perfect and even. Alright, so I'm going to call it quits at this. Actually, I'm probably going to go back in and add some like shimmers and glitters. So you can use your Wink of Stella, you can use any sort of stickles type product, snow pens. If you haven't tried out snow pens, those are pretty awesome. You write like it comes out almost like a white liquidy paint, and you use your heat tool and it like puffs up. It's pretty awesome. Young kids will love it. Don't let them do the heat tool though. But alright, so that is it. There is our gingerbread house with lots of fun little textures. Can you imagine this? Like, if you were to just like sponge underneath of it or color it in with different pastel colors so it looks like Necco wafers, like that would be fun. Lots of different things that you can do with this set and everything. Different seasons. I've already done Halloween, now we've done Christmas. What next? What next? Alright, I'm going to stop now before I totally go have a crazy moment on you. So thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Great to see you again. I appreciate you guys so much. If you have questions, want to see a specific Stampin' Up! Product demo, or interested in hosting a virtual party, feel free to contact me or leave a comment. You can contact me through my website. PDFs of all current Stampin' Up! Catalogs can be found on my website, but if you want your own paper copy that you can hold in your hands, go ahead and place an order with me and I'll send them to you for free. Until next time, happy crafting and happy holidays. Bye!